Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Canadian here, the Canadian Dolphins fan, and I would like to welcome you all to my first video where I am going to be breaking down the Miami Dolphins draft needs heading into the draft later this month. Essentially, why I'm making this video is because I'm a huge Miami Dolphins fan, and I've been watching a ton of Dolphins videos kind of throughout this whole COVID quarantine time, and I thought it would just be fun to do my own channel and make my own videos talking about the Dolphins because, a lot of the creators I watch always say you should just give it your own go, try making your own videos. So here I am. I got my little list of all the draft needs with my notes. So let's get started here talking about what I think is probably the biggest need for the Dolphins heading into the draft, and that is pass rush. A lot of people probably think it's receiver, but we kind of signed Will Fuller during the offseason, which is going to help a lot. Getting Preston and Devontae back off of injuries is going to help with the receiver position a bit. So I think that edge rusher is a bit of a bigger need, mainly because I noticed throughout the year we can never get pressure whenever we'd rush four. We could only get pressure on the quarterback or sacks if we did some kind of crazy blitzes. Some people might say it's because of the scheme, but I think if you look at all the other top defenses in the NFL, they were all able to generate pressure while only having to rush four. So I think getting another pass rusher to kind of line up on the other side of Emmanuel Ogbah would be huge for that and really help with the Dolphins pass rush. They also cut Kyle Van Noy and Shaq Lawson, so we're going to really need to find someone that can replace them at that kind of outside linebacker position. And luckily for the Dolphins, there's plenty of good edge rushers in this draft, and many they should be able to get with the number 18th overall pick or maybe 36. Some dudes like Kwity Paye, Jordan Phillips, Azeez Ojulari. These are all dudes I've seen mocked to the Dolphins a lot. Some other dudes they can get if they're looking for more of a linebacker, outside linebacker kind of guy could obviously be Zaven Collins, is someone I've seen mock drafted to the Dolphins a lot. He's a guy I think would fit great in Brian Flores' scheme and defense. And obviously Micah Parsons. Maybe they take him at 6th overall. Probably not, but who knows. There's also a chance he falls down to 18 because of some off the field issues, and he just seems like a total beast. And both those two guys, Micah Parsons and Zaven Collins, would totally fit Brian Flores' 3-4 defense, heavy blitzing scheme. And you can also just line those guys up at the edge. They could rush the passer. Right? Micah Parsons is kind of like an everywhere kind of guy, but I think one of these pass rushers, whether it's those two dudes I was just talking about or the few dudes I mentioned earlier, even one of the also multitude of pass rushers in the draft, would definitely benefit this team and help out this defense a lot. Now, the next biggest need, I think, for us is a pass catcher. The reason why I say pass catcher instead of wide receiver is because there's a lot of people out there right now saying that the best pass catcher in the draft is actually tight end Kyle Pitts, who I think also seems to be a total monster. His pro day was insane. He's got great measurables. He destroyed at Florida, and he could be great for this team. There's also many great wide receivers in the draft as well, but that would definitely help out Tua. That's one of the things everyone was saying is Tua needs help. Tua needs more weapons. We should draft more weapons and put them around Tua, because a lot of the guys around him have had constant injury issues, which hasn't helped, or he had a bunch of brand new dudes who were rookies last year that didn't have any NFL experience that weren't able to help him out too much as well. So some of these dudes they can't get to help him are obviously Jamar Chase from LSU, his boys from Alabama, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. In the second round there's Kadarius Toney, Terrace Marshall, Elijah Moore. Even later in the draft, Amon-Ra St. Brown. So there's tons of wide receivers in this draft that would definitely benefit this offense, help Tua out, and really give this Dolphins offense a huge boost, especially because Will Fuller is going to be missing the first game because of suspension. So if one of these guys could come out here game one, make a name for themselves, that would be really cool, especially if they do go for one of these early wide receivers like Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith. So going on with the third biggest need is one that I've seen people talk about a lot, which is running back. The Dolphins do need another running back. I am personally a Myles Gaskin fan. I think he's super underrated. I thought he did really good considering the situation he was put in last year, right? He didn't come in as the starter. He had to earn that starting job. He was running behind not very good O-line. The O-line will get better because there was 3 rookies starting on it, but still, he wasn't in the best of situations, and he still did good. But I think he's a bit more of a pass catcher. His size does kind of limit him as a main starting running back. So I think getting more of maybe a thumper kind of guy can really help him out, especially because I think Miami wants to run a bit more of a committee instead of just have one guy pound the rock all the time. There's plenty of dominant rushers in this draft too. Najee Harris from Alabama is someone I see Dolphins fans go crazy about. It's Javonte Williams. You know, you even got Michael Carter, who was with Javonte Williams at North Carolina, who dominated at the Senior Bowl, and Travis Etienne is the obvious one I'm missing. The other thing about getting a running back that would be great for this team is Tua is kind of supposed to be an RPO god. That's everyone says. His RPO game is what makes him special, along with some of the other things, his precision or whatever. But that's what a lot of people are hyping up. So getting another running back to kind of help him with that RPO game would be huge and totally help transform the offense. And if you get a new running back in here early in the draft, which I don't know if the Dolphins will do that, and another pass catcher, you know, wide receiver, whatever, that could really help out Tua in this offense and this team a lot and help them, you know, maybe make the playoffs. And I got one more draft need that I hope they address this draft, which is the O-line. The reason why I just say that instead of specific, you know, tackle is because there's multiple ways they could go, and there's multiple positions they can kind of upgrade. As I said, the O-line wasn't too great last year, but we had the 3 rookies starting, and I got faith in all 3 of these guys to improve. But odds are, like, if you draft 3 offensive linemen, unfortunately, all 3 of them aren't just going to be studs. Obviously, that doesn't mean they suck. All 3 of them could just prove what I just said wrong and all just pop off and destroy next year. But I think getting more offensive line help doesn't hurt. Depth's also great, right? We saw Austin Jackson go down with injuries. We saw Solomon Kindley have injuries. I think we even seen Eric Flowers have injuries as well last year. So having a good depth at the O-line position is huge. We got to protect Tua, make sure he has enough time to throw the ball. There's many great offensive linemen in this draft as well. Sewell's one people have been hyping up for months. Now Rashawn Slater people are putting ahead of him in a lot of mock drafts. Elijah Vera Tucker played with Austin Jackson, so that could be a good combo. They might already have a little synergy with each other. Creed Humphrey, the center as well, is another guy. Center's another position we need help with. They didn't draft, but they signed Matt Skura this offseason to a small 1-year deal. I don't know if it's because it's like a prove yourself deal, or that's because they're just going to have him kind of stand in while someone they draft kind of develops and takes over for him. But it would be great to get someone like on the inside to help out the O-line. The thing about also drafting a tackle is Robert Hunt, a lot of people said, was going to be a better guard than tackle, so they can, you know, move him to guard. Austin Jackson could be moved to guard. All the offensive linemen are cross-trained, so if they were to, you know, draft a tackle, they could have them battle it out and move one of these other guys to guard, and then whoever obviously loses out on the battle gets to be like the depth piece and try and earn their spot back. But I don't know, I think getting more offensive line talent would definitely be great. Building the trenches up is, I think, one of the key things to building a good football team. That's something I think Chris Greer and Brian Flores also believe, which is why I think they will draft more offensive line and another edge rusher in this draft to kind of, you know, build up the trenches. So those are kind of the 4, I think, areas that need the most help in the draft. And just to reiterate them again, that's pass rusher, pass catcher, running back, and offensive line. I guess you can make an argument that they need some more safety depth, but I just didn't see it as big of a need as these other positions. They still probably will draft some sort of DB in this draft, but I think maybe later on. And that's also for another video. So if you like this video, please subscribe, like, leave a comment, whatever. I am looking for all the advice I can get on how to improve. You know, if you think maybe I need to slow down my speaking, pronunciation, make a script or something like that, you know, graphics, whatever, let me know in the comments. I'm going to read them if I get any, so I'm waiting to see if we do. And yeah, so like I said, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all in my next video, where we'll be talking more draft and we'll be talking about my draft crushes. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys all in the next one.